Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much, and thank you. It's a very good opportunity to thank Bar-Ilan University and Besa Center for inviting me today. I guess many of you are curious about my name, Bar-Ilan. It's only because I married the right man 20 years ago and took his family name, who used to be Zweibaum and was translated to Hebrew to Bar-Ilan. So this is why I'm called like that. So I came today, and thank you again for this opportunity to tell you a good story, to tell you the story of that not many people know about it, of a very unique organization called the Union for the Mediterranean, and the collaboration we have within this organization with Mediterranean countries and countries in the region. Yesterday I came back from a meeting, another meeting of this organization that took place in Brussels, in Belgium. It was very cold. This organization is managed by a representative from each country, and I'm representing Israel in this, let's say, board that manages it. It's called Senior Official Meetings, and this is what I was doing in Brussels 2 days ago. The organization was founded in 2008 following the Paris summit of the heads of states, if you remember, with Sarkozy, and this was the original initiator behind it. It is kind of a follow-up to the Barcelona process. And according to this, what the leaders agreed and afterward was formalized in the Marseille Declaration in November 2008 by the Ministers of Foreign Affairs. There are 43 countries participating members in the organization, naturally all the EU member states, but also countries in the Mediterranean. There is Turkey is there, the Balkan countries, of course us, the Palestinians, Jordan, Egypt, all the Maghreb countries. And we all have equal voices. I mean, we all take decisions with consensus. So if there is something that I do not like, then this decision cannot pass, but it goes vice versa again. And what we do there is we try to promote regional cooperation, and I will elaborate further on that. Another interesting to know is how this organization is managed. I'm not familiar so much with this kind of managing or directing this kind of organizations in other multilateral forums. So it sounds a little bit like a good Jewish joke, but it's true. The Secretary General is a Moroccan one, and he has 6 deputies. 1 Israeli, 1 Palestinian, 1 Turkish, French, Portuguese, and Italian. And they all work together in the secretariat of this organization that is in Barcelona, and they manage the daily work of the organization that I will elaborate further on. Each country can contribute money to the organization. Israel does it, of course, as well, and we are among the biggest donors among the Mediterranean southern countries that does it. And in the Marseille Declaration I was just mentioning in November 2008 by the Ministers of Foreign Affairs, the ministers decided about 6 areas of focus where the organization will focus its activity, and each one of the Deputy Secretary Generals I was mentioning is in charge of one portfolio. Our Deputy Secretary General is a very famous one. His name is Professor Ilan Chet. We are very proud of having him as our representative there. He's former president of Weizmann Institute. He holds this position now, it's the 6th year. And he's responsible for the portfolio of higher education, research and innovation, and R&D. And the other Deputy Secretary Generals are responsible. There is energy file, transportation. I mentioned higher education. We have also business development, water and environment protection, and the last one is civil society and crisis management. Now, how does it work? First of all, we have in this organization 2 two branches that goes down from the organization. The first one is regional projects. So far, the board that I participate in approved 41 regional projects that promote regional cooperation. It can be of Mediterranean transport route. There is one, if I'm talking from memory, the cross highway that runs between Algeria and Morocco. There is also projects by Egypt and its neighbors, Jordan and its neighbors, Palestinian Authority. If you heard about the desalination facility that is planned to be constructed in Gaza, this is another project that is there. There are also Israeli projects in the pipeline, and I hope very much that in the coming months we will be able also to label, this is how we call it in the professional jargon, also to label first the Israeli project of international school in the Kfar Yarok, where there are kids that study from Israel, Jordan, and the Palestinian Authority together in an international program. Apart from for the regional projects, what is very unique in this platform is the ministerial conferences that we are holding. So far, since 2008, we had 7 different ministerial conferences where ministers from the 43 countries were sitting together and discussing issues of common concern or common challenges, common interest. We had the ministers of environment meeting in Greece 2 years ago. We had ministers for women's affairs, for transportation, for energy, for digital economy, you name it. Yesterday in the meeting I was in Brussels, we decided about the next ministerial meetings to take place in the coming year. And among them we are planning to have employment ministers to meet, regional cooperation, urban development that will, and some of these ministerial conferences are also to be hosted by countries in Egypt or in Jordan or in other places. And I forgot to mention the most important thing, meetings of the ministers of foreign affairs. Last one took place in Barcelona in November last year, and we're planning to have the next one also towards the end of the year again. I'm not aware of many opportunities for Israeli ministers to meet their counterparts from our region, apart from this framework. So if our Minister of Transportation would like to talk about challenges or cooperation in transportation field or environment, then this is the place to do so, and also to have some ideas how to promote joint projects. There are also some challenges. I shouldn't portray as everything is a very pinky picture. It's not always like that, of course. There are some challenges, and I would be happy to share with you some of my challenges as an Israeli diplomat in this organization. Of course, there is political arguments or political disagreements, but we are all mature enough to do it in a very polite way and not to put, part of my challenge is to put the political disagreements aside, and of course we can exchange ideas and agree to not agree or discuss the current situation, but this shouldn't put into danger or the regional cooperation that we are trying to promote. The meeting last 2 days ago was focusing, when we had what we call in our agenda the political dialogue. Most of it was divided not to the Middle East peace process, but to the situation in Syria. This is an issue that bothers most of the people that were sitting around the table, and this was the issue that caused most of the attention of the participants. We need to think about the next steps and what we should also do with this platform. Now it's in kind of a crossroad where the way forward needs to be decided. This will be our task in the coming year. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the ENP review. This is the European Neighborhood Policy of the EU that is also, it's outreaching to their partners outside of the EU. And then we will have to see also how this ENP policy is integrated with these activities of the UfM, and there is the idea to give a much greater role to the UfM within the ENP. Part of my challenges, as this is the reason I'm standing here today, is to introduce this good news, this organization to the Israeli audience, to the Israeli agencies, to project promoters that might have didn't know or about this opportunity and would like to look for platforms to where you can enhance regional cooperation, and this is one of the reasons I came here to do so, because unfortunately there's not much awareness to the organization and the potential we have for cooperation within this platform. And I urge you all to visit the website of the UfM after this lecture and learn more about its activities. We would like very much to continue and encourage Israeli participation in different projects, and hope very much that in the next future, let's say in 5 years from now, we will have much more Israeli projects active and participating within this framework. Thank you very much.